What the hell?
All right. Is this thing working or what?
What the hell?
What the goddamn hell, homie? So how do I get my video to work? How do I see your bald head? That's it.
Oh, no, since I went bald, I hide from the cameras.
Since you went bald, you fucking took off the videos or what?
Yep, that was the reason. No, it's better. It costs too much bandwidth and it makes the audio sound like crap sometimes using a Skype or a FaceTime or whatever we use. Zoom.
Okay.
But also it helps us paint a picture. So like then we got to set a setting. You know what I mean? We have to talk with our words. We have to use our imagination, and hopefully the listener gets something out that.
You know, I speak like poetry, dog. Hey, ¿se pueden arrimar juntos ustedes?
Exactly.
Hey,
That's why we did it.
porque quiero hablar aquí y no puedo escuchar con ustedes están gritando. Por favor. Hold on, I had to tell people that we're talking from across the rooms at each other, dog.
Oh, they're
now
yelling
let's let
right
the poetry come out.
No, I love it, dude. And on Latin Lovers Day.
Latin Lovers Day, dog. You're my Valentine's essay.
You got my heart then, huh?
Yeah.
Or did I get yours?
As long as it's just a heart, dog.
I farted on the petals I sent inside of it. So you had a little essence of me.
So I got some of your funk in that shit too, huh?
You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. How you been, Holmes?
Fuck. I've been awesome.
Other than going bald.
Other than going bald. Yeah, you know.
What happened? Why'd you decide to go bald, dog?
It wasn't my choice.
Well, you lost the bet.
No, fuck it. No, I can't grow hair, man. It's like you just picking on me at this point now.
You were the GQ dude.
I got the principle going on, man.
You was the GQ.
You were the GQ dude. Dude, you had
Masters.
You had a pair of glasses that were like 10 pounds. That was before Affliction even had them too. What are you talking?
Yeah. Now I can't find any cool glasses down here, dog.
What? I don't believe it.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. It sucks, man. I've been trying to fucking find some glasses, homie.
Mexico
and I finally found some, and they turned out to be so fucking cheap, dog. They're fucking clip-ons. You had the fucking the computer screen part to the top of it, and then you had the fucking sunglasses part to it, dog.
What are you describing here? This is a whole apparatus for glasses, or it goes on a computer
dog.
Screen?
It has the actual glasses, which are my reading glass or my progressive glasses. And then it has two more clip-ons that you put on top of the glasses that are magnet.
Oh, to make them look fancy.
Sunglass, and one of them is for computer.
Right on. You know? How's Mexico treating you, brother?
They suck.
Sorry to hear. Other than that, how's Mexico treating you? You sort of. Why did they cost that much? Everything's cheaper down there, no?
Fuck no, dog. You think everything was cheaper? Everything's more expensive over here because it comes from United States, so they got to get their taxes on it. I thought so too.
I've been scared to come visit.
Why, fool?
Mexico, man. It's not gunfire everywhere, huh?
Nah, man. There's gunfire everywhere, but not where we're at, you know, or the people that get hurt in that shit are the people that are involved with illicit whatever drugs, Holmes, you know what I mean? Prostitution, drugs, anything that's illicit, anything that's illegal. The people want their cut, you know what I mean? And if you ain't giving them their cut, then you're fucked, dog. You know
so what I mean? You're safe, you're saying, as long as you stay. You sound like maybe a surfer that's telling you you're safe in the ocean. You're like, as long as you know, if you got when was the last time you ate a shark meal? I'm afraid of the
ocean.
Oh yeah?
Fuck yeah, there's sharks in there, dog.
Yeah, you're right by it now.
I'm 4 hours away. 4 hours.
Okay, I figured for sure.
City.
Okay. Right on. And that's because the sharks are scaring you that far inland.
No, because I don't want to be doing little fucking palm trees for the rest of my life, dog. You
Okay.
know? So
I
out
do.
here, you have more of a chance to get better, better work, and the money's better, and you don't have to deal with fucking tourists.
How long did I know you before you went back to Mexico? I feel like
Fuck.
you were here for several years.
Well, I was in the States for 42 years, bro. Before I came back to Mexico, I got there when I was
42 years.
and I left when I was 47. 2017, I believe, is when I left, bro. But when did I meet you? Fuck, man. Well, right
I
away.
didn't realize that you had been here that long. I mean, I knew that you had been here, like this was your home. I
Well,
didn't
yeah,
know it was 42
that
years your fucking home.
that is my home. Well, it was my home. You know what I mean?
Well, shit, Biden's in now. Doesn't that mean you get to come back?
That motherfucker can't even speak right.
Yeah. So how's he going to keep you from coming over the? How is it you ended up here in the first place? Were you born here then,
No, I
or
was
somebody
born in
emigrated you?
Guadalajara,
Okay.
which I've always invited you to, and you're still scared to come, even though
Scared of
you
that
got
shit, man.
backing you up, Ese. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I need to get out and travel more internationally, but everything scares me outside of the States, even Canada.
Why?
Too nice up there, man. They try and put maple syrup on everything.
You're fucking kidding, right?
They're nice. Have you been? You been to Canada?
I can't go to Canada. Well, I couldn't when I was in the States because of
Coming
my.
back in, you'd be looked at.
They wouldn't even let me into the Canada. They wouldn't let you guys in with speeding tickets and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
had to prove that I'm a citizen to go the last time because they were like, nope, you got this charge here. I was like, wow, you weren't even supposed to know about that charge. They're like, we see everything. Like, oh, fuck.
You're a Canadian?
I'm a Canuck. Yes, sir.
For reals.
For reals. Yep. My
And they
dad was
wouldn't let
born.
you back in.
No, they did. I mean, I had to prove it to him though. Like I was just going there on my ID, Just like,
Uh-huh.
hey, what's up? Driving through, got a load of goods, in Texarkana, and they're thirsty in Atlanta, that kind of story. I was driving the truck for Troy for the convention. And yeah, they were like, nope, you got these charges here. A long time ago, I went to the Renaissance Festival and they got me a little bit. I wasn't even drunk, dude. I wasn't even drunk. But
Canada.
no, this is in the States. And in the States, it got me fucked up enough to where I had some charges that made the people at the border look at them, even though these charges were wiped off. You know how you do whatever deals with them. I narked
Uh-huh.
on everybody in the hood, basically. No, I turned in everybody at the Renaissance Festival that I got in trouble with. I know these people are working illegally. That guy's not from the Shire. But yeah, so I did whatever I had to do. I took the classes that they did. I paid a lot of money to get my anger under control.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was supposed to not make my record. So like the normal police officer, he pulls me over, or the normal judge, I guess, looks at it and he's like, oh, you're a fine, upstanding young man, Kyle. But when you go across to the border, they look at it and they're like, so you're trying to assault a police officer. And you're like, no, what kind of see what happened there is that was a real misunderstanding.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You're
I had,
son?
yeah, so I'm Canadian. I'm a Canuck, brother. That's why I like ketchup so much.
Oh,
That's why
shit.
going that far south, I can only go as far south as Florida. That's a Canadian rule.
Well, that's as further south you can go.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Of course, we should get out of the States sometime.
Come visit, fools. Come visit, man.
Well, you're not even on a resort. Like you didn't go to like tan asses, glistening in the sun, palm trees tattooing, fading in the pool.
That's only 3 to 4 hours away.
Okay,
But
so
I'm
you
right
can
next
still
to
get
the
your fill.
motherland of tequila and the most beautiful woman in Mexico. Oh, shit. You weren't supposed to know that. That means you ain't coming no more.
which means I ain't coming? The beautiful women or the tequila?
The beautiful woman.
Oh, Kenny don't mind where I get my appetite.
Oh, okay. Well, then get your asses down here, homie.
It's got to eat at home.
The right clubs to go to.
So you're also, this is a danger. You're also in the land of tequila.
Oh yeah. This is the mother lode of tequila, man. There's an actual town about 30 minutes away from here that's called Tequila, bro. That actual name. And we go do tours there. By the time you're done, I could take you to this one tour. By the time you walk out of there, you're crawling out, dog, you know?
Yeah. No, thank you. Well, that's I don't know what paints the picture for me that every time I get drunk in Mexico, I'm gonna end up without my kidney in a truck stop bathroom somewhere.
That would be the news from Fox News, dog.
Am I watching too much Fox? That's what.
Too much fucking Fox. You know, Fox are fucking haters, dog. Especially the chick. I don't even know her name anymore, but
there's one of them that hates you the most. Oh, it's probably Ingram.
That's the bitch right there.
It's kind of why you're not in the country. Am I wrong? I mean, you were here your whole fucking life, and I guess you didn't have citizenship. Am I wrong? Do we want to talk about that? Because I can edit any of this shit out. But
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Yeah, I never had citizenship. I was a resident. I didn't know I needed citizenship, and since I've been a youngling, I've always been a thug, dog. You know, I'm always in the hood. I always grew up that way. And it finally caught up to me, man. While you guys were meeting me, I was trying to fight my case through attorneys and all that shit. Cost me a fucking arm and a leg.
Your case of deportation or something, you mean?
Yeah.
Immigration? Okay.
My case for deportation. And
cost you an arm and a leg, and you still were able to afford sunglasses and glasses like you wore?
The 10-pound glasses? Fucking A, dog.
10-pound things. Nice. All right.
And we hustled in the conventions, dog, because that was our life, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I lost the case, and then I said, fuck it. When Trump took over office, I said, oh, he's gonna use me as an example, so I better get the fuck out of here. And that's what brought me over to Mexico, man.
How's your new home?
I'm loving it, bro. I don't no longer have to worry about the police. And if you remember, that was my worst fear over there. Always worried about the fucking cops, man.
Yeah. I feel like you would hide out when we were smoking more. You would kind of put yourself in the corner a bit more.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get caught. And if they showed up, I'd run like a motherfucker.
And you got that voice, too. It's not like you can hide anywhere if you're talking. And it's not like you can stop talking.
Especially when we got a buzz, huh?
Yes. I always loved you because no matter what, you made me feel at home by making me feel like shit. Does that make sense?
I guess. I don't know why I made you feel like shit. How did I make you feel like shit?
Oh, you're always dogging on me about something, man. It was always something. But even if it was, it could have been my most positive shit. You loved it when I had to grow up my hair and look pretty for a while.
When you were all blonde.
Yeah, you liked that the most. I couldn't hear the end of it.
God,
hey, let me start here. I should let me go back here, I guess, actually. Hey, Loko T, welcome straight to the point, completely off topic.
Talk shit on your hair right now.
What
happened with going bald?
I made a mistake, and I tried to do the principal, for Halloween. So I went as a principal, just your average high school principal. So I shaved that hair right in the middle, and then I grew out the sides like a nice kind of, and I manicured that up. Like I still wanted to have, go see a haircutting lady, even though obviously there's no reason. It's kind of like I don't know how Hulk Hogan pulls it off so well, but it's the Hulk Hogan, but without the partying back. But then I took a comb over a Paris Hilton, and I made a Paris Hilton weave comb over like thing. And I really had fun with that costume on Halloween. So I wore it for a few extra days. But when people that are bald pass each other, they do something similar to like when you're on a motorcycle, you see somebody coming at you in a motorcycle, you're like, hey, what's up? I'm on a motorcycle. You're on a motorcycle. You kind of point at them, like, yeah, we share the same cool experience. And when bald people pass, they share kind of the same shame. And they're kind of like, oh, you share my shame. And these fuckers would see me coming from a distance and they'd be like, oh, we share the same shame. And I'd be getting up to them and trying to catch the breeze just right so I could show them I'm just making fun of them, and this comb over would pop up like a sail and they would look at it and they'd just curse me. They just curse the fuck out of me with whatever, vinegar they had in their system. And it eventually caught up. And I have that exact bald spot starting now, the principal. So.
You're busting a Trump, huh?
Busting a Trump. Yeah, I was doing the Trump on the airplane. Like, hey, what Trump's scariest things are 2-inch stairs abutments, and that he would have to look down at, and wind tunnels or airplanes, runways. That's what it is, and windy runways. Biden's scariest thing are airplanes, or excuse me, balloons, and talking.
Man, well, I never seen one of those pictures, dog. You guys didn't put them up or what?
Of what? The Halloween ones?
Uh-huh.
You think I'm trying to get stuck like Oliver? Heck? You think somewhere there's a whole treasure trove of like, this is a reason to hate Kyle pictures you want to go search, huh? Like, bald men of the world unite against them. You can't now because I'm one of you. It's too late.
You need to send me one of those pictures, dog. I need to have that.
I don't know if I have it. I would have to look. I'm unfortunately never been like the dude happy to be taking photos. I don't know. Candy might have some. You know how we don't store our lives. That's our other halves. Seems
I
to be.
lose all my life every once in a while anyway. Fucking to Murray drives fucking up, man.
Your hard drive's fucking up.
Always, dog. It's my third one. I've lost like 25 years of pictures, man. They hit me up for Tony's pictures from Tony Olivas, and I'm like, I don't have shit. I lost everything again,
Oh man,
dude. But I do have a shitload of memories with that motherfucker, so that makes up with it.
And we get to change and embellish them anyways. I think those might be better.
Yeah.
Tell me one of your favorite memories with Tony.
Fuck, they're all favorites, man. That motherfucker's a constant riot, dude. Was it? I'm gonna say when we were in North Carolina, Lenore, and Dragon's Den with I fucking forgot his name right now. I just brain farted. But we drank like 7 bottles of his fucking moonshine and shit.
His own personal, or he wasn't making himself? Was
what's his name? That does the California Arts Gathering.
Oh fuck! That's gonna be a hard one on the West Coast. You want me to know that?
Oh, not West Coast, California, North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Scotty Whitaker.
Not Scotty. He's not the one of the show. The owner of the show.
And not James Vaughn either.
Nope. Okay. I'll remember, but he had us at his tattoo shop, Dragon's Den, and we drank those 7 bottles. Motherfuckers are playing with axes, like with one hand touching their forehead with all that shit.
What do you mean?
All the
playing with axes.
With an axe, like
yeah, like a hatchet, like a sharp implement.
Yeah, but it was an axe. A hatchet is small.
Okay.
The axe is fucking huge.
Yeah, it will go through some stuff. What do you mean you're playing with it?
They were grabbing the end of the hilt. I believe that's what that's called, where you hold on to the axe.
Okay.
And making the actual axe touch their forehead, just using one hand, bro. They wanted my son to do it. I'm like, you guys are fucking retarded, man. My son ain't doing that shit. And
why would they touch their forehead, like the sharp edge?
With the sharp edge, yeah.
One hand, though, it must be really heavy. It's hard to do that.
Exactly right. That shit was
But it's
super
hard
fun.
to stop if you get momentum going too. Is that kind of the allure?
That's kind of the allure, that they're strong enough to do that. And my son was
And
kind
if
of
and they're
buzzed.
dumb enough
Like,
to
I
risk
can
their
do
ugly ass face.
it. I'm like, son, you ain't doing that shit. You ain't fucking playing with the axe that way. So fuck it. I took the axe away from him. And then by the time we were done with the 7 moonshine bottles, what was that? Snake bite, remember? Remember Tony used to carry that snake bite moonshine around?
No, I do not.
No, well, he
But
had
I'm not usually trying to drink any moonshine either. Shots are bad enough. And he always had tequila with him.
well,
Now he
yeah,
had snake bite too.
got
I've
a
heard of it.
hold of the moonshine, and then that's what he was carrying with all the time. That shit was nasty. He said it tasted like fucking tequila. I'm like, there's no way that shit tastes like tequila, bro. But anyways, by the end of the night, he wanted to kill everybody. He says, I'm killing everybody, every single person. I'm gonna fucking kill you guys. And then he looks over at Maria and he says, except for you, honey, you're my getaway driver. So fucking Tony's on a rampage wanting to kill everybody, dog.
Even now, I happen to know that Maria might be a good getaway driver, but she's also a better bouncer. I don't trust that he could have come close to you with a knife without getting his neck slit by her.
Could be, but that was a funny night, dog.
Okay.
That was funny with that motherfucker. Every time we were chilling, we were always busting up, dude. Always having a good time, man. Well, never mind. I had a good time with all you motherfuckers, man.
I had a blast because it felt like everybody was Don Rickles.
Yeah, there was never a dull moment in our lives, man. And I'm saying our lives because all of us fucking talking like James Bond forever. What was that? I tried talking like the Michigan.
You're trying to get the accent up here of Marshall and I.
What was it? The Bean? No, that's oh fuck. Where's the Vikings from?
Minnesota.
Yeah, right. That's the ones that are getting closer towards Canada. They start talking a little bit Canadian, right?
Yeah, you want to start talking like the Yoopers up there in the Fargos.
Oh, the Yoopers.
Duh.
Dude, I tried all the accents, man. I think by the end of the whole fucking thing, I didn't even know what accent I had myself anymore. Unless
what was the learning curve going back home or going to Mexico then?
Huh?
What was your learning curve going back to and having Spanish become your number one language?
Well, first of all, I thought I knew how to speak Spanish, and it turns out I don't know fucking that.
I was wondering that.
Everybody's like, what the fuck did you just say?
I'm happy to hear it, though, because that's the way I feel every time I go to a Mexican restaurant. I order the molcajete. Am I not saying it right? I don't know. They always correct me.
Right. Molcajete is not it.
It's not a Yeti. It's not a hairy beast.
Molcajete, way.
If you're in Saskatchewan, then molcajete, that's exactly how you're going to say it.
Now you gotta literally say molcajete.
Okay, with more of an H almost.
With the J.
Molcajete. Oh, with a J. Yeah, but a funny J, not a J from up here, a J from down there.
Add way.
Oh, and add way.
Way.
Why? What's the difference?
That means a molcajete, fucker.
No, don't get me stabbed. You love doing that shit. You were probably the first. Maybe it's the gullible in me, but that's one of the things that you tormented me with the most, because you would try and get me to say different words and different things and give me the idea it meant something else. And I knew you'd be lying, because then you and Tony would start snickering off to yourselves.
Gullible, bro. You're gullible, dog.
I just trust him. Yeah, obviously that's a mistake with some people.
You can't do that. You can't do that shit.
See, that's what keeps me out of Mexico too. I'm too trusting.
Well, now it's different. Now it's different because you're over here and I don't want you to get shot.
Okay. All right. Yes. See, but that probably wasn't much different than being in Baltimore or Philly, to be completely honest, huh?
Nah, Baltimore, ain't nobody gonna shoot you, man. Nobody gonna shoot you, dog. They're just gonna
The
laugh at you.
cops, the cops will shoot you in Baltimore.
Well, yeah, but that's different. Those are the cops.
Yeah. Can't trust them anywhere. You feel more comfortable with police officers that you just have to bribe?
Yeah, you just bribe the cops, and you know what? They never really pull you over. I mean,
You
you
tattoo
really
any?
have to. I don't know. I guess attract attention to yourself or really, really fuck up. But I'm gonna use an example of one time that I got out of a bar, and when I got out of this bar, mezcal, por favor. When I got out of this bar, I was fucking lit. I was drunk as a motherfucker, man. And before I left the bar, I started ordering just water so I could sober up a little.
Sober up. Yeah.
And I walked out of the bar with a big old cup of water. And I jumped in the passenger side. Maria drove. We got maybe a mile or two down the road when we get pulled over. And they're trying to take me to jail, supposedly because I'm drinking in public. And Maria's trying to yell at me like, it's water, but they're not letting her talk to me. And
you're drunk as shit, so you don't even really know what's going on.
Remember, it was water, man. So finally, I'm like, you know what, motherfuckers? Fuck you guys. What the fuck, man? What's it gonna take? You know what? Here's 200 pesos, which is $10.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, just let me get the fuck out of here. But now I'm mad at Maria because she's driving, and I've never gotten pulled over while I've been driving drunk.
So you're gonna blame it on her? It's her fault at this point.
And I'm like, you know what? Get the fuck out of the driver's seat. I'm driving home now. She's up at the cop right there. I said, fuck it. I already paid them 200 pesos. So they'll escort us home, you know?
Did they? Did they follow you all the way home, or?
They followed me half the way home, but they give you a code. So if you get pulled over again, you just tell the next cop the code and you're free to continue. Yeah.
Like the pigeon perches on the rooftop in the rain?
More like some numbers or something, man.
You properly say mocajete.
Mocajete way.
Mocajete way.
There you go. You fucking got it now. Now you can.
I just have to add the swear word on. They won't repeat it if I say it like that, will they? I always feel like I'm getting corrected by like a Spanish teacher or something when I order.
Oh, the people at the restaurant?
Yeah, so I think I think I've been thinking about it. I think I'm just gonna start reading it just like I see it. Just I'd like the molcajete. Jetty. Yeah, that right there.
And then they'll laugh even harder.
Hey, seconds dog, give me them quesadillas.
Quesadillas. Criadillas.
Criadillas.
The criadillas, bill balls.
So do you get to come back on vacation though? Everybody gets to vacation at some point.
No, I never get to go into the States again.
Man, here's the thing for me. I want to come down, but you know how gullible and trusting I am. Right?
Oh, I got you over here now. I mean, you're in Mexico. I have to have your back. Over there, we were just all part of a gang. You know what I mean? It's all, everybody's hanging out, everybody's talking shit, doing shit.
Did you fall in with the crowd like that there? I hear every time I talk to you or I see you tattooing live, it seems like it's pretty lively.
Well, you know me, I'm lively. Other places might not so much. But I like to enjoy life, man. I always have, and I think I always will, bro. I'm
no
turning
matter what soil you're on.
Old in March 7th, bro. 52 now. But
holy shit.
Exactly, bro. 52. I'm over half a century old, dog.
So what have you learned in this sage, year of your life? What's the wisdom that you have to pass on?
Wisdom. Live life. Let people live their life. Enjoy it as much as you can, because we never know when we're gonna exit the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So to put
That's
that in
sort of
short
a
words,
rough
just
year,
live,
man.
laugh, love, right?
Live, laugh, love. Yeah, lots of loves. You know, I get along with mostly all of my exes, so I think I'm doing pretty good. You know, me and Maria had we get along real good, but I told her, why are you suffering over here in Mexico? Because it is a different lifestyle over here, as we're used to going into a bar or something like that, and before we walk out of that bar, we know half the people in the bar. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just our personality as tattoo artists. Most of our personalities.
Certainly Loco's personality as a tattoo artist.
Certainly mine. I know most of the people when I get out of that bar, whichever bar I go into. But over here,
And
the people are
sometimes
a
the
little more.
bouncers too.
When did I get kicked out?
Oh, I
I
guess
think
I'm just paraphrasing. Have you not been kicked out of anywhere?
a couple times, and then they wanted to kick me out, and they're like, "You're allowed." Well, that's how he is, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Maria went back to the States then. You sent her on
Maria
her way to
States
a
now.
happier life where she's used to it.
Well, she has all her family, and she has my family down there also. You know, which gives her a wide range of support. You know,
Yeah.
when over here in Mexico, I have a little bit of family, but we're on opposite ends of the world. You know what I mean? Or opposite ends of how we look
The
at the world.
country.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I like to have fun. I like to get crazy. Well, they do call me Loko for a reason, right? And they're
Yeah.
more like just calm people and shit like that. So,
What they live close though where you're at?
huh?
They live close to where you're at though, within an hour or so, or
Cousins
further
here
away.
that real close. They're 30 minutes away. You know, they're in the city. I
They
went
don't
a little
party
bit.
like Loco does.
No, they don't party like me. They have their ways of partying, which their ways is something to envy, I guess. You know, because they really do have that nice family life when
Yeah.
they all get together. But that's not local.
No. Well, you think that's because of your upbringing of sorts then too, that they have all known each other all this time.
Exactly. And I barely met them maybe
You
like
didn't
3 years before I came down here, you know, and I only chilled with them for hours, you know, or a day or two when
is
they
it
would
most of
go
their
to visit my aunt or something, you know.
okay. Most of their
So I really
partying is
never,
reserved to tradition kind of celebration things.
yeah, they're very much into tradition.
Right on.
And
Yep.
I'm more into bitches and hoes. And
Well, we missed that, and the biggest problem of the melting pot might be a loss of culturalism of sorts, or at least the good aspects of culturalism, because I'm sure there's plenty of bad ones to it. But you lose a little bit of community when you don't have a tradition.
yeah. I guess you know. I mean, the
Single
way
tier, on to the bitches and hoes. You're around the most beautiful women in the world now, and tequila.
and tequila, love and life. Um,
What's that? Are you Hugh Hefner down there yet? Then
Oh man, I don't have enough money to be Hugh Hefner, bro. You know what I mean? I need to save up some more fucking pesos to do that life right there, dog. But
well,
I was enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself out here, getting around and it's it was an eye opener for me, you know, when I got to chill with people here in Mexico because, like I said earlier, when you go to a bar, you can't really talk to other people. So I don't really get to learn a lot about what Mexico's about. And when you hang out with a bunch of guys, It's no fun. Who wants to be in the sausage fest? Fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
So you
So
found yourself at the strip bar is what you're telling me, I think.
actually, no. I've only been to one strip bar out here in 5 years.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I've just found, well, they're super, they're different than they are in the States. It's more of when you go to a strip bar here, you get a girl to sit down with you and you buy them drinks at an outrageous price, you know.
Mm,
Uh, like a 40 ounce normally costs you, let's say, 50 pesos.
okay.
But you go to a strip bar, which they call table dances over here, and that same 40 ounce costs you 900 pesos.
Well, that's more than it takes to bribe the police officers.
Exactly. And more than it takes to fuck a hooker.
That hooker's ugly, then I'm hoping. Or I don't know.
No,
I guess I'm not hoping, but
that's hookers, man. You know what I
how
mean?
how
You
is
go to
that
massage
supply and
place.
demand not being met then properly?
What happened?
How is that supply and demand off kilter then? It costs more to buy a girl a drink at a strip club than it does to screw her. Or just screw a like.
Because people want to feel that that they're living life there or whatever it is. I don't know,
Mhm.
whatever their rocks get off of being at a strip club, but shit, we know we've been to all the best strip clubs in the United States.
Yeah.
And when you go to the ones here, it's like it doesn't compare. It doesn't compare at all. No, it's not fun. I love Atlanta strip clubs. They were the best.
Well,
Um,
what are the eye-opening parts? And I'm sure you didn't mean just strip clubs. What were the eye-opening parts from a kind of stranger in a familiar almost but strange land?
um, I'm still opening my eyes, I guess. I don't know. It's just hanging out with different girls, and they teach you different ways, different areas of the city. You know, they all talk different, so you learn a little bit of their culture, a little bit of their life, and start realizing why it is what it is here. You know, and
No, I
um,
don't. What do you mean? What it is there in Mexico, you mean?
in Mexico, yes, Mexico compared to the
You
states are
start
very
to get an idea of the political, I don't know if political is the right, but the landscape of the ideologies and kind of how society feels from state to state and place to place, you mean?
That's it. That's it. Exactly right. It's the ideology of every single person. You know, they all have different ways to look at the world. You know, and
Right. Yeah. Like if you go to the something similar, you go to Kansas, they're going to be one way different than they are in Alabama, than they are in Fargo, Minnesota.
exactly, yeah, very different. But even in the same city, because this is a pretty big city, you have different walks of life in the actual city itself. You know, some people are uppity or
Yeah.
preppy or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Some are hood, some are in between. Some claim to be naive, some claim to be too smart, you know? And you know, you just check them all out.
Not different than what you had to do in America. Just you're finding it different through the lens of the language. There's not really a language barrier, but there's language differences. But
There's a language,
and also, mhm.
and they look at me differently, you know? They look at me like a foreigner, you know?
Yeah, I was wondering because you kind of
My
carry
Spanish
yourself.
out good.
You're what's that?
My Spanish is not as good as their Spanish. So sometimes
Yeah.
I'll say some words that I think are Spanish, and then they look at me and they're like, "What the fuck did you just say? What?" Or something. They'll say things, and I'm like, "Can you explain that to me, man? You know, break it
Does it
down."
get to be a judgment against you? Then you feel sometimes.
Sometimes it's a judgment against you. Sometimes it's a benefit towards you.
If I were to do it, it might be more
Benefit.
allowed. Okay, yeah, because they're like, you're just an idiot. But at the same time, could mean that the cops are going to take more than 200 pesos to get off this ticket.
Yeah, or you just play stupid and like, nah, I don't got shit.
That don't sound that ends me
Hey,
up in
let's
a.
go.
You
Because I've
sure?
done that. I've done
Oh
that. I
yeah.
spoke nothing but English, and I'm like, I don't understand you, man. Whatever, whatever.
Oh my God.
You want to take me to jail? Let's go then, And they'll just look at me and like, just go, just get out of here.
Yeah. You're like, I'll learn Spanish in jail.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it, I'll go pay the fine there or whatever it is.
What
And
percentage of people that you come across can speak English?
um, let's say 40%.
Okay. So even
40%.
there's a certain number of the police officers that understood words that you were saying, at least for sure.
Yeah, but then they try to play the part they don't understand you either. You know what I mean? All the fucking game, dog. All the fucking game in this bitch.
That's one of my favorite responses to like when a security guard at a hotel or something's telling you some shit you don't need to know, and whatever. You're right. One of those instances somebody's just trying to put themselves into your party for no reason, right? And one of my favorite responses is always no habla.
No hablo.
Yeah, no habla. Say it as straight as you can.
No hablo. English, no hablo.
Yeah, that's why I'm speaking, motherfucker. What are you talking about? I don't know. I just don't get you.
Yeah, Holmes. It's
Well,
hard.
we miss you, man. We do need to make a trip down, but like I said, I have always been scared to step out of the states for whatever reason. I like it nice and comfortable, in this dirty little city of Flint, where everybody speaks my vernacular, and I don't need to bribe the police here because actually, yeah, you do. Fuck these police here. God
You
bless these
can't
police.
bribe a cop over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow, some way. I don't know,
You
man.
bribe
It's corrupt as
cops
shit
over
around
there?
Flint. No, I can't say that, but I don't know that I wouldn't put it past them, except for body cams and shit. But uh, these cops are definitely on the take. These mofos have been corrupt for a minute. But
Really?
oh yeah, in Flint for sure. It's been
I
my whole
never
life.
met a cop I can bribe in the States, man.
Dude, I
I
got.
have cop friends in Atlantic City that gave me get out of jail free cards.
Well, that's because we're talking about $200 or 200 pesos bribes, and that don't go very far. But you get with a good $5,000 bribe, something like that.
Oh,
Now
yeah,
we're
I ain't bribing them no $5,000. What the
exactly.
fuck?
You're like, I sit in jail on that. The same attitude. My jailer has. So I shouldn't. Did I just say that 5 times? My jail ass has. My ass has down here. It ain't good, and that's my opinion. That I would rather sit in jail than spend $5,000 sometimes. And well, I don't know. I've never tried to broach it. How do you broach it? How do you bribe a
I would
police
never do
officer
it.
the best way?
I
Okay.
would never do it.
Well, for travelers to Mexico, what would be the best way to get to the moment where you're like, I see what's going on here?
They'll let it be known, They'll tell you.
Okay.
Or or just the famous words. How much? How much? Cuánto?
Quantum.
Cuánto? That
Right
means
on.
how.
What's the way to get the cheapest one? Like if I really wanted to work whatever angle to like play sympathy or something, like one I speak English is what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
I
you
would
put
also get
different pockets, money and your different pockets into yourself. Some of your socks, whatever the excess
okay.
money or
So
whatever,
you
and
can reach into certain spots for that set bribe amount,
say, look, this is what I got. I give you this much, and bam.
but you only go to that one spot. They don't know that you actually got 200 somewhere else.
Well, yeah, but you try to hide the rest of it, So even if they search you, they're not going to find it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Because they may search it. And then what happens? They
They
find
don't
it.
have search and seizure laws over here, dog.
No. What are the differences between your rights over there to here?
Well, there are no rights, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, if you're an attorney or something like that, you could bust out your lingo and all that shit. And I've seen it on videos and shit where they
Right.
tell them, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Right.
I don't know any of that shit, so I can't tell them what they can or cannot do. So I just
That's
talk to.
similar to your experience here in the States.
Well, I knew more of my rights over there, but
Okay.
yeah, because I grew up there, and you pretty much grow up where people teach you your rights, right?
Yeah. Like, no, dude, if that's in a locked box, they can't look inside it without a court order.
A warrant, yeah, shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, but over here,
There's no locked box law.
I don't know. I've never had a locked box, man, but you pretty much got to watch your money because I got pulled over out here once. I was taking this girl out, and we were supposed to go eat some tacos, and I stopped off at a liquor store to buy a 6-pack of beer. And it's very usual over here to jump in the car, crack open your beer, and drink and drive.
Okay.
It's just like nothing here,
Uh-huh.
And as I'm taking a chug and I'm getting to the corner, a fucking cop pulls up in front of me and pulls me over right away and searches me. And I didn't notice that when he searched me, he pulled into my wallet and pulled all my money out and took off, man. He says, all right, don't drink and drive anymore. He ran into his car and they fucking hauled ass, dude.
Oh my God.
What happened? What just happened? And I had an intuition. So I checked my wallet and it's
Yeah.
fucking, dude. They fucking took like 2,800 pesos, which is $140,
A good haul. I mean, if they were settling for 200 pesos for your earlier stop.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, they
my God.
got, like, now whenever I get pulled over, I grab my money in one hand and I'm like, I ain't letting this go, bitches. You can search me all you want now, motherfuckers, but I ain't giving you access to my money no more.
You're learning the lay of the land. This is the eye-opening part. Yeah. You're getting the hood lessons.
Uh-huh.
Well, what about hood lessons actually out there could be dangerous for somebody like yourself? Because, right, you'd come out there. If you weren't Loko, the person that I know, you could be a mark more because you're kind of fish out of water. You don't have as much family. You're not as close with your family, at least as you might have had close. Mm-hmm.
The only way you really get in trouble over here is fucking up big time. Buying blow in the bathroom, trying to sell some sort of service or something, you know what I mean? And then they find out you're doing this shit and you're in big trouble.
But tattooing wise, you've been doing fine then because you're a tattoo artist, so you already got your hustle.
I've been doing right, and nobody really fucks with you, bro. Like, just keep to yourself. Probably the closest I've gotten to thinking I may be in trouble is with a couple of chicks that turned out to be mafioso chicks.
Oh, mafioso, yes. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like what, they were affiliated family?
What happened?
They were affiliated through their family with mafia, or
a fucking narco, bro. You know what I mean? And narco is narcotics
police officer.
Seller. No, they don't call them over here. The narcos is the person that sells it.
Okay. And so they were dealers themselves that you were messed up with, and that
I
could,
fuck girls.
Yeah, that'll get you waking up with fleas.
That'll get you in trouble anywhere. Here in the States, in the world, bro,
So walk me through leaving America and going to Mexico, leaving the States and going to Mexico. You find, how do you know that the jig's up? This is the last moment that you have to leave. Were you going to be incarcerated or something? Or
yeah. When Trump won, I told myself I got to get out of here. I gave myself to the end of 2017 because he won in 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 17, by the end of 17, I got to be in Mexico. But it turns out that my vehicles that I was driving were registered to my aunt's house in the United States, which was my old house. And come like, I think it was like the last week of February or something of 2017. I get a call that I had the whole police department. I had ICE, I had the police department, I had SWAT. I had
At that
everybody
address?
at that address, yeah.
You weren't
And
there, obviously.
so my aunt says, they're looking for you. What you gonna do? I said, well, I got to get out of here. Then I started getting all my paperwork ready for Mexico because Mexico doesn't fucking know me.
Right.
I never existed in Mexico my whole life.
And you're going to have to make it across the border somehow, too.
Well, yeah, I
Where
had, I
are
and I took most of my stuff from the States that I collected throughout the years. I bought myself an enclosed trailer and with my big old monster truck, fucking towed that shit to Mexico.
and just drove across? They didn't really give you a hard time going across.
No, they didn't give me a hard
Okay.
time at all, man. I didn't have to deal with them at all. I had to deal with the Mexican cops, which I had done everything legally the way they wanted me to do it. But no matter what, they kept me there all day. And
What do you think the purpose was?
to get money from me, I had to give them money. I had to give them
Okay.
40 pesos. So they
That
would
was your
let me.
first lesson.
First lesson. No matter how legal you think you are, you got to give a cut. Somebody's getting a cut, no matter what. And then
That's so
go ahead.
amazing. No, I just find that so amazing. Because like at one point, if that's so much ingrained in your life, people there will, if they're going to do a civil thing, right? So they're going down to a civil building to get some clerk work or something like that. They're going with bribe money, expecting, I'm betting, to give somebody some money to get their paperwork on the top of the pile or some shit.
Not really, because I haven't had to give a bribe for any of my tattoo shops down here, the two that I've had. But
Okay.
you can pay a person to do all the paperwork for you, whether it is to get a driver's license, whether it is to get a permit for a business or whatever. They call those guys ¿cómo le dicen a los güeyes que les pagamos para que hagan las cosas aquí? No, güey, pero como pagar tu licencia y toda esa madre. Coyotes, they're called coyotes, bro. You give them some
Okay.
money, get all the paperwork done for you. You know what I mean? It's like
Like
a
a
wolf.
coyote.
Coyote, exactly. Except they ain't crossing me across the border.
Right. They're crossing your words across the border
Of whatever.
jurisprudence, of
Yeah.
legal shit,
So
legalese.
I have, since I've been here, I have not had to pay one of those guys for anything because I want to do everything legally, and I don't have to worry about it.
Those guys aren't the legal way to do it, then you mean?
Yeah, they do it legally, but
Okay.
they don't wait at the end of the line. They go to the front.
Okay.
They overlook a couple little discrepancies that you might have, and they just give you your paperwork immediately. You don't have to take your driver's license test. They just show up with your paperwork and come out with your driver's license. So that's why we
that
have
can't be a
lot
good
of
system.
here.
Right. What's your insurance like?
Not bad at all.
All right.
It's not that expensive compared to the States.
Okay. Surprising. It seems like everybody'd be in accidents.
And you know what?
Only the rich
You
people get in
crash
accidents because only they can. What's that?
You can crash every week here. They don't keep a tally on your record.
Oh my
You,
God.
you don't you don't develop a record. You can't have too many speeding tickets where they take your fucking license away.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
If you're rich enough, you keep driving.
Huh?
If you're rich enough, you keep driving. They just keep taking money from you, though. I got to figure, right?
Yeah,
every accident, you do get fined.
You get your fines, yeah, or you pay, people to pay your fines, and you pay half of what you're supposed to pay, and it gets erased from your record.
There's just local ombudsmen of sorts that are working nefarious angles with the township. It must be like this is all bribery
Oh,
based then
like
when you say you pay half of the price.
let's say like I just renewed my registration on my vehicles, and one of my vehicles had like 1,200 peso fine on it for speeding, and one of my old girlfriends is doing that shit where she's able to reduce your fines. um I got a hold of her. I said, hey, I got this fine, I need to pay. What do I need to do? And she's like, 520 pesos. And I said, 520 pesos gets it removed? She goes, yep. I sent her 500 pesos. She knows somebody that works at the place. They go in there and they erase it off the computer, and you're done. Awesome.
Right on. It's
I'm
kind, yeah.
telling.
I mean, it kind of sounds awesome. It kind of sounds scary too, though. Like your legal recourses would be limited, against other people that might mean to do you harm or fucked up business with you. What about your
Yeah.
business going in? Like, you get slip and falls. What's your business going through? Like, for your clientele and all through your tattoo parlor.
If they slip and fall, I stand them the fuck up and I kick them out of the tattoo shop. No, I'm just kidding. But they don't have those resources. Besides, I am insured in my business, so
Yeah.
if that were to happen, my insurance will take care of it.
And how was opening up the shop? You were there. You went to work for somebody first, or did
I,
you?
I, I was about to, but I couldn't work for somebody that the people work differently out here than they do in the States. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I couldn't see myself doing that because it just wasn't me, man. I felt it
It
was.
seems like it could put you on the bottom almost of a pecking order too, because you're the guy out of water, and they're like, "This is the way it's done, silly," and you're like, "Yeah, but this is the way it's actually better." Not that I can tell everybody that, because changing everybody else's conception on might be
Well,
impossible.
I've had a hard time hiring people because
They all
they
work
all
that way.
rock stars. They all think their shit don't stink. They all think their tattoos are badass. And as soon as you point out some shit to them, like this isn't cool, or you need to
Mm-hmm.
fix this or fix that, and no, you can't show up whenever you want, or just stupid shit, man. Which is how would I put it? Like common sense, bro. They
Yeah.
just don't have any fucking common sense, man.
Well,
Right now,
isn't that
I've
the
got a
same
couple
complaint
guys
though?
here that seem to be pretty smart, and
Okay.
they're like, okay, I want to learn your ways, and they actually embrace the way I work. So that helped me out, man. Not having to deal with prima donnas, man. Fuck.
They want to embrace your Chicano style.
Chicano or American ways of working.
I
A
was
shop.
wondering, yeah, because they almost like going there. Here in America, you did a Chicano style. There was no question. You
Well,
go
that
there, it's yeah. Like,
I couldn't
are
do it. I couldn't do it Kyle style.
well, I'm wondering, are you doing American traditional over there now so that you could be unique, or
I
you
think
can?
I've tried. No, hell no. There's a lot of people doing traditional. More
Okay.
people are doing the neo traditional shit now than the actual traditional.
Mm.
And right now, I would say the last year and a half, I've seen people embracing the Chicano style a little bit more, but they really don't want that shit. They call cholos the word cholo, which is a Chicano. We're
Hmm.
cholos.
Yeah.
But over here, they look at somebody who's homeless, who fucking looks like shit, and they're like, "Ira,
No.
look at that cholo marijuano." Fucking
Okay.
stoner cholo,
He's a
man.
gangster of weed, huh?
Yeah, dog. And I'm like, dude, that ain't no fucking gang. There ain't no gangsters in Mexico.
Is there a Cholo Diamore?
narco, and he's gonna fucking cut you into pieces. You know what I mean? But it ain't over a hood. It's over because you're trying to fuck him over money.
What about how close to Cozumel you ever get? How close to Cozumel are you?
I'm 3 hours away on a plane.
Oh, on a plane. Right on.
On a plane.
That's the closest I've gotten.
Well,
They
come
dropped
to
us off.
fool.
What do you call the place? Puerto what?
Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, see, that's what it is. See, I thought there was a Puerto. So I figured that you were definitely on the Gulf Coast or something.
No,
Because I thought it was a port.
I think I'm more center west coast of the country. I'm in the center, a little bit inclined towards the west coast. You know, and the ocean in Puerto Vallarta, Nayarit, Tepic, I'm 4 hours away from that. Colima, 4 hours away. But if I want to go towards the Gulf Coast, man, I'm like a day away driving, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so I'd rather fly there. But it's beautiful and all over there because of the water, so pretty. It's so Miami, so that. But if you remember when we go to conventions in Miami, it's fucking hotter than a motherfucker, dog. You know what I mean? It's like so fucking humid that it's hard to enjoy that motherfucker. And then when I started going to Florida at the end, the water was so full of fucking
bacteria. Would you get the red tide?
Because of the heat, you know what I mean? Like they had sea lice and oh fuck all that shit, man. I stopped. What was it? The water was turning green. They had that flesh-eating bacteria shit, you know, like fuck.
That kept you out of Florida.
That's Florida, man. All them dirty motherfuckers. I'm talking about the Gators.
Yeah, the Gators fans. What when you were a kid? Let's go back to when you were a kid learning tattooing. Do you learn it as like you saw it and you were like, "That's what I want to do," or was it an offshoot of the lifestyle you were living, hanging out? You said you were always thugging.
Yeah, my cousin tattooed me when I was like 11 years old, bro.
Pretty young.
At the stairwells to a parking structure, bro.
What'd you use to tattoo you with?
A needle and string and some pelican ink, Indian ink.
Yeah, it's my first one too. You were 2 years on me. I was 13. What'd you get tattooed on you at 11 years old with a needle and you wrapped the thread around it so it holds ink, right?
Yeah, and that needle was that sewing needle that's so fucking thick, man.
Yeah, like, and then you push it in like 3 feet deep into you.
Exactly. So they were using the thin needles, dog. They were using the fucking bags.
What'd you get tattooed on you?
He tried to tattoo my last name on my ankle. I said because it didn't happen, bro. No. It was on Thanksgiving Day. We snuck out to supposedly go play. I think he was like 2 years older than me. He's like, "Let me tattoo you."
And I'm like, what a piece of shit. You still see him around?
I talk to him through social media and shit. I don't see him that much anymore.
Did he ever what'd he end up doing?
You know, my sister turned 15.
Wait, he tattooed who?
No, he tattooed me. But I said the last time I seen him and these. Okay. And the last time I seen him is when my sister turned 15 years old.
Okay.
So that's
some time back.
A long time ago, man, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering, he didn't end up tattooing though. He never had the illustrious career you did.
He said he did tattoo. I never seen any of his tattoos.
Okay.
But
it's the only saving grace he might have. I mean, if he's preying on somebody younger than him, he's I guess there's one saving grace is he's young himself. But if he's preying on somebody younger than him for his, scratching pad, then the only saving grace is if he does eventually get to tattoo. Because otherwise, fuck you, man. You screw people up. What are you, an accountant? You know you don't belong doing that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I see him, like I said, on social media. I really Haven't really asked him what he does, but I think he works for some fucking paper pushing shit. You know what I mean?
Oh well. But tattooing, it did end up in you getting the desire then. From that
Yeah,
tattoo, you
I
wanted
think
more, or you just wanted to
I
do better than he did.
I tattooed at 12 years old using the same technique.
Who'd you
And,
tattoo?
um,
A 10-year-old.
fuck. People my age, they were my age. Actually, one of my cousins, he was younger. I think I have him by 4 years.
What kind of stuff were you doing
So
then when you started picking it up?
I did one fucking poke on him and he ran like a bitch. Eric, that's my cousin Eric. We still talk about that to this day. He's
And
like,
what
Eric,
was the tattoo was going to say courage, right?
I think I was gonna do like initials from our hood in Mexico, man. When I lived in Mexico at 12 years old,
You did.
my mom brought me here to stay in Mexico for a while so that they could fix my residency in the States, you know. But I had to be in Mexico for that to happen.
Okay.
So that's how that came about. And then I went to the States. As soon as I got to the States, it didn't take me long to run away. Then I started dealing and doing gang life.
You just saw that as the answer to what you're running away from?
Well, it was the way to support myself. How are you going to support yourself at 12 years old?
Yeah. It's hard to get a job at McDonald's. Fuck that shit, don't even pay.
It's hard to get a job anywhere at 12 years old. And it's not like here in Mexico, you can go out into the fucking every corner in the street here and wash windows on a car, dude, and get paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you try doing that in the States, you're going to fucking jail right away, dog. Fucking cops will pick you up in a heartbeat, you know? Truancy and all that shit.
Right.
So I stayed from 12 to 14 living in the streets. I think like around right before I turned 14, like two or three
You had
before
to be
that.
gang affiliated to do that. Am I wrong? You're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
okay.
And then my aunt picked me up. She said, "Why don't you come stay with me for a little while? I'm tired of, I'm worried
Seeing
about
you
you,
fuck up.
you know." So I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll try it, Thea." And it didn't work out too good, you know, because I was still just going home to her every 2, 3, 4 days or something like that to sleep, and I'd be out and about. So she brought me
Okay.
to Mexico on a vacation and left my ass down here, dog.
Yeah.
Yep. At 14 years old, I stayed out here for a full year.
What the fuck was this like? This is like trying to make a kid quit smoking. You caught him smoking, so you're like, no, I'm gonna make him smoke a whole pack. Right? Like if she's trying to keep you from a thug life at all, leaving you in Mexico doesn't seem like it would help.
Well, it didn't. It didn't because I went
Okay.
right to my thug life, dog. You know, I did my thing.
Yeah. It seems like
I
it might have been easier.
busted over here and tortured and it was not a good. It was. I had a blast the whole year I was here, but
You say tortured with like rival gang type stuff, you mean?
not by the cops. The cops tortured me, man. I was growing a plantation of weed out here. I had like 25 plants. And then one time I went out to go get my weed from the plants and fucking cows ate my plants, dog.
Okay.
They ate my whole fucking plants. And I had all these plants like on cliffs and shit. How the fuck they got my plants? I have no fucking idea.
Are you sure it was cows?
Leaves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They left me leaves there, and I used those. I took them back home. I said, well, I'm gonna smoke leaves now. Fuck, they ate my fucking weed. And that night, I ended up getting.
You didn't try and get some of that cow milk and be like, I'll just drink the milk.
There wasn't even no cows around anymore, so I don't even know which cows fucking ate my weed, dog. So I ended up going back home that night, and there was a cop I didn't like who had busted me maybe a month or two earlier, and I told him, Dude, if I ever catch you in the fucking street and you're not in uniform, I'm gonna fuck you up. And that night turned out to be he was harassing one of my little homies. And I went out there and fucked him up, man. But we were like a block and a half away from the police station. So they fucking just jammed on us.
You're in their hood.
Took
You're
us
like
in.
close by.
We were in the center of downtown. That's not the hood. It's like the actual center.
Well, you're in their hood. I mean, by jurisdiction, if you're a block away, they're going to take that personal.
So they took me in, and while they were taking me in, I remembered I had the weed, and I tried to stash it in my boxers, the waistband.
Mm-hmm.
And well, they were punching my face, punching my stomach, punching my face, punching my stomach. So I dropped that shit. We all got an ass whooping as soon as we got to the station. One of my buddies, they opened half his face open. Another one
with a knife or something, or just by beating him?
With the butt of the rifle. They hit him with the butt of the rifle in the face, and his whole cheek just busted open, dog.
Yeah.
And another guy, they beat the fuck out of him. I guess they got scared with that one guy that got his face open. So the next guy they beat up.
Without the gun.
Guy, they beat up also bad. To where he passed out and they had to drag him to the holding tank. Fuck. And they got to me and they took out some rebar nunchucks.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. I got my ass beat with rebar nunchucks. They did a gash on one of my arms, threw me in the fucking holding tank, and then they showed up at the end of the night and they're like, whose weed is this? And nobody wanted to cop to it.
Right.
Because I told them nobody better cop to it. Then they separated us and put us all in different cells. And the next morning I started hearing my buddies yelling like, man, homie, yelling like
getting beat again, you mean?
Because they were getting their ass whooped. They got to me and dude, they put a bunch of newspaper on you and they beat you up with the bat. So
what's that? The news? Okay.
And they did that one time. I didn't cop to it, and then they started again. And that's when I said, "Man, I can't let these guys take an ass whipping for me this bad, you know."
Right, over some weed.
Over some leaves of weed, dog. It wasn't even buds.
That whole project started out. I don't know how it started out. Ended real bad.
Ended bad. Well, it gets worse because now.
Oh fuck.
When they go up to me the second time, they're like, dude, what's up? I said, you know what? Don't even beat those guys up no more. It's my weed.
Now they're mad at you for making them wait that long.
Who sold it to you? And I'm like, nobody sold it to me. I had my own plantation.
Oh, fuck.
The cows ate.
Yeah, but that pisses them off more because they wanted the weed. They were like, we'll go get that weed.
Well, they're like, you're lying, motherfucker. Ain't nobody ate your weed,
dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
The dog ate my bribe. I'm sorry, officer. I had a bribe for you all set aside, but dog ate my bribe.
It was 7 days of torture, bro. Every like 45 minutes, they would come by and beat me up. They had a pit on the bottom of the jail complex.
Yeah.
Which is like an underground pool, but it's not a pool. It's a place where they store water, you know, so that they can always have water. But that water's cold. And then they drop those big old ice fucking blocks into that water and throw you in there. And, you know, it's like jumping in fucking frigid Alaskan waters or some shit like that. Huh? And they take you out and then give you an ass whooping. Damn, homie. That shit hurt like a motherfucker.
So even after you copped to the weed, the beating continued.
Oh, yeah. Well, they wanted me to tell them who sold it to me. And I started making up names. I'm like, oh, man, this guy in this next town, because they ain't believing
right
that the cows ate my shit, dog. So I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you guys no more. I bought it in the next town over. Some bald guy, when I went into the town, he sold it to me. And nah, man, it wasn't working. I think like on the fifth day, they started shocking me with a tractor's battery. I don't know if you've seen a tractor's battery. They're pretty
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And they would use that, and they're shocking my knees.
Oh my God.
For 2 days. That was the fifth and the sixth day. The seventh day, they said, we're going to shock your balls. You're never going to have kids in your life. And then if you still don't tell us what's up, we're sending you to the big house, which
Right.
is like prison here or whatever.
But that might almost, was that worse or better? It seems like the beating might stop at least there.
Well, it wasn't going to get any better. The beating was going to stop, but jail ain't the best conditions out here,
Yeah.
So when that happened, on the seventh day, they took me down. And luckily, my uncle was able to get him to stop fucking with me, and they released me, bro.
So, like, while you were in, he must have been working somewhat.
Working to get me out. Finally got me out, but they were after me, man. They were after me for whipping that dude's ass, Yeah. And it took me maybe 2 months where I said I can't stay here no more, and I went back to the States at 15 years old.
How'd you get back?
Well, I had residency, so it wasn't an issue. I took the bus, and
okay,
they picked me up in the States. I think I lived with my mom for maybe a month or two, and I went back to my old ways and left and was my own again,
All right, now you got street cred and all that too, even a little bit more because of that. Yeah, I'm not wrong. Fucking, you get to tell anybody how many people in the streets you tell about some rebarb nunchucks. Like,
yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to sell me a pack of cigarettes without me telling you about it. Motherfucker beat me a rebarb nunchuck. You heard of such shit. Rebarb nunchucks. Like, they had to commission these things to be made. You don't just make there ain't normal attachments. You just can't find rebarb and be like, this is you need to weld chain to that.
Well, yeah, but that's it. It's super simple, super ghetto, super fucked up. And they hurt like a motherfucker, let me tell you.
Yes, they do.
They fucking, I know that shit clunked my head a few times, and I was like, ringing and shit, dog,
Well, yeah, I mean, I would think that a rebarb nunchuck to the head could be a death blow.
It could, but I survived it. I lived. Well, I don't know if I survived it because I guess I am who I am, right? Maybe that had a little bit to do with how I ended up.
Well, is that kind of do you think that's at a young formative age? Do you think that did play into how you decide to love life and live it to its fullest, because you don't know when some motherfucker might be beating you with rebarb nunchucks for 7 days straight?
Yeah, and it teaches you that nothing is too harsh. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that.
That's pretty harsh. I'm feeling really soft compared, brother.
I can do whatever it is that comes with life,
Mm-hmm. So you're not scared of the polar bear challenge? You jump in that Alaska water.
After I got here when I was 15 to the States,
mm-hmm.
It took me maybe 6 months to get arrested or something. First arrest in the United States, and they're like, your kid don't give a fuck. He's not scared. He's not tripping. He's been arrested before. We know he has to have a record here.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, no, he has no record. First time you guys have arrested him. And they tell him,
once they arrested you, there's no way that you didn't experience the trauma or the expectation of it from the last time that you ran in with cops.
Not at all, man, because they were actually nice cops.
Oh, really? It was way different. Well, what gave them the impression that you should have had a run-in with them before then?
Because they caught me with like a quarter kilo of cocaine and
you didn't that wasn't your first purchase, is what they're saying.
Like,
yeah, you worked your way up.
forever and we're gonna get you and all this and that. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Let's go to Camp Snoopy, man. Let's do this. Take me to jail, send me to my cell and let's do the time, dude. I think they gave me a year that time for my first time arrested.
That's
And
at 15 or you're 16 now?
now I'm 16 when I get out.
Okay. Yeah.
Still
not tattooing, but inside of at a parking lot or whatever.
I did
all friends with your Indian ink.
Well, no, we couldn't tattoo because it's juvenile hall. It's too hard, too hard to do juvenile hall.
But you weren't tattooing anybody else since the Indian ink foray, right?
It's been 4 years since then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do nothing all that time. It was just all hood life.
Maybe if you had just been poking dotting all that time, you would have never ended up in any of those places.
Yeah, but I would have never had fun.
That was rebar nunchucks, motherfucker. Let me remind you, rebar nunchucks.
You know what I mean?
You'd never have such a great idea of the spectrum of fun.
16 years old, one of our weekend competitions in California was to go to Knott's Berry Farm and see how many chicks you could pick up while they were waiting for somebody to pick them up, take them to the hotel, bang them, take them back to Knott's Berry Farm and pick up on another chick, That was our competition. So, dude, that's better than posting fucking.
You better be rapping that shit. Your dick's bumpy like a trailer park. You got speed bumps on that. He's telling a girl it's ribbed for her pleasure.
My dick's good, dog. I'm still here.
You was picking. That was the fun. How do you? I just never had that game. Maybe it's the Canadian in me. Canadians be fucking is what I actually find out. But I think their game is pretty much just like, hey, you down to fuck? Hey, that's not even Canadian accent, is it?
Let me snap your bean, eh? Hey.
Let me snap your bean, eh? Yeah, well, let me push them curds, eh? Dude, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know that I could. I never have once in my life been able to meet a girl and fuck her like within a day's time. I don't even know that I've been able to, like,
we had
like
minutes.
Girls. It takes time for me to even build up the trust to get in a compromising position. I got it. We ain't even rubbing pants and shit like that. We're not getting crotch fires going for the first date.
That's because you didn't grow up in California in the barrio,
wait, that means you're scraping the bottom. You're scraping this barrel so low. That's what you're going for.
Hell no.
You're going for these girls like, I've never had attention from a penis before.
Fine trims, dog. My record
fine trans.
Trim.
Yeah.
Trans, bitch.
Don't start no rumors, Kyle.
5 in one night.
What? Let me say it again. Oh, what?
5 in one night. And it started like at 8 o'clock, and Knott's Berry Farm closes at 12. So okay, yeah, it was like
then here's
bangers, you know what I mean?
They might have been fine, like you said, maybe. But I know on that day, that scale definitely pushed. On that fifth one, you was getting some girl that was baking some bread in her shoes. You know what I mean? It was stuffed into those wedges so tight because you're like, I just want to get the record, right?
Yeah, I want to
against the odds.
Homies, dog.
Yeah, you're at the 7s maybe when you start, and the 6s and the 5s by the end of the night. That fifth one.
My homie's record, Ray, was 7 chicks in one night, dog.
Oh God! Well, then he scraped the bottom for those last 3.
And well, picture this: there's 3 of us cruising 3 different cars, and we're all trying to pick up chicks. I had a
Cutlass, like what, low rider style,
low rider, dog, hydraulics, all that shit.
You're 16, so right?
Cutlass Supreme. Ray, I had a 78 Cutlass. David had a 79 Oldsmobile, the big old fucking boats.
Yeah.
Ray had a 79 Monte Carlo.
And all of
it
those
was
are
like
boats.
7, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3. Like, so man, we were picking up bitches, dog.
Right on. You want to go for a ride, huh?
Yep. You want to go for a ride? Oh,
Listen to
wait.
the
I only got room
stereo.
for one. Go jump in my homie's car, you know? We were just, yeah. It was a hood
Nasty and
day.
young.
It was the hood days. Nasty and young is right, dog.
But that's where you find the love for it, I guess, huh? I mean, it has
Yeah.
to pay off. There has to be a reward.
Well, yeah, women are the reward in life.
Bitches and hoes. Yeah, okay.
Bitches and hoes.
Women, I like it. You said it way better. This is Valentine's Day after all. You said it way better than I did. Although I was repeating yours, bitches and hoes from earlier, but you said it much better. Women are the meaning in life.
They are. They are. I mean, that's what we do everything in our life for, right? To pick up on some women. Eventually, you want to find the right woman.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried that 4 times, 4 different serious relationships. They didn't work. I guess I'm trying on number 5 right now, but I'm looking at it like, let's see how long that goes.
Well, is that because your age at this point and your expectation? You know, if what you've experienced before is already what it is, you have an expectation of it.
No, I don't think it's the age, because for some reason, this last year, bro, that I've been single and enjoying life a little bit, man. I've picked up on some chicks that I can't believe myself. You know, like, how the fuck a 52-year-old motherfucker is dating a 30, 31, 23, 40. 23 is my youngest one that I've got, but they're all.
Well, I wouldn't go any younger. Fuck.
No,
As old
I
as
don't.
you are,
The 23 was too young. You know what I
you
mean?
have to explain her like that's Aretha Franklin. No, back in my day, that was called that wasn't a hashtag. It was a pound symbol.
Or how about black work? No, that's not called black work. That's called pepper. Pepper
It's
shade.
called pepper shading.
Right?
It's called tribal.
What do they
What?
call fucking pepper shading now? That's black work, dog.
Okay. I hadn't. I'm doing a bunch of it. That little stipply kind of stuff.
Yeah, you hadn't thought of that?
I haven't thought to call it black work. I just call it black and gray. I just don't tell them that I'm going to use a 3-liner.
But you just use black on there, or do you use?
Oh, okay. No, I'm still using washes. I use a lot more black than I
Okay, well, yeah,
used to.
that's called black and gray. But these motherfuckers nowadays, they want to tattoo with all black ink, which is what I was doing in prison, which was what I
Yeah.
was doing when I was young. It wasn't
Okay.
called black work, dog. That shit was called pepper shading. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You
and now
didn't have any other choice.
these hipsters want to fucking come and want to reinvent the wheel as fucking.
Let them, because you're already a master at it, and you can just stand up there like I've been doing it back when black work was pepper shading. I've been doing it when pepper shading was black work.
Exactly.
Oh, motherfucker.
Motherfuckers want to rename everything. I'm like, okay. Then again, I look back at it and I said, yeah, I remember the days when I said I didn't need to do lines on my tattoo work because it was going to look fucking dope. And then 5 years later, you look at that tattoo and you're like, ooh.
Man,
oh,
that could have used a line, huh?
I guess it did need the line. I didn't listen to my homie, dog.
That's funny about, and it's so, at one point, the one part that happens in the industry is we compete with a picture. You know what I mean? We compete a tattoo that should last a lifetime, and we know what it takes to build it, or we should by now. And we convince ourselves sometimes that that isn't true, that something changed. Maybe the ink's progressed. The needles are so much different now that you can put white in that tattoo. It will not turn yellow.
Maybe on a white person.
Yeah. The bring it in is like, dude, it's all yellow and kind of brown. And you're like, well, here, let me show you the Instagram picture that I posted. It's still white as shit. Look at, I put the filter on.
I actually had a client who I tattooed, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago or something like that, in either Richmond or Washington, D.C. That she put up a picture, but she didn't put up a new picture. She put up the original picture, and she says, I still love my tattoo, even though all the whites are the color of my skin now. And the girl is dark skin, you know, like black.
Yeah.
But she's not really black. She's caramel, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah, all the whites are the color of my skin.
Yeah, if you want to live life, white's not your color.
Yeah, I tell all the customers, you don't fucking want white, especially you Mexican fools. We don't want fucking white. Dude. Look at my white
Instagram picture.
And I'm not even that brown, dog. You know what I mean? I'm a little white. People tell me you're fucking white, dog, because I'm never in the sun.
Vampire.
Yeah, homie. I don't use white. I fucking hardly use white, bro.
Well, down there, it's more of a different story too than if you're tattooing, say, DC or Minnesota. Tattoo somebody in Minnesota, break out your white.
They're fucking white. They're white. So the white is going to show up less yellow than if you're tattooing somebody who has darker skin.
Right. They never see the sun in Minnesota.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, it's so fucking cold in that bitch, dog.
So you still specializing in black and gray down there? Is that what I've always been, in my racist opinion, I've just imagined that if I give any random Mexican a tattoo machine made out of a cassette deck and some baby oil and some black, he will break out a portrait of black and gray status.
You know what's so crazy out here, bro, is most people don't want black and gray. Most people want color. I thought I was going to come over here and do all my life of Aztec shit, Chicano shit, and all that. Fuck no. Everybody wants to be a Viking. Everybody wants to be a Chinese, a Japanese.
No.
They want something else than what's here. You know what I mean? And
that's funny.
And I've been trying to get myself inspired to be able to do my thing out here, but my thing doesn't work out here, you know. It's like I said, maybe about the last year, it's being more wanted than back in the days. But
you gotta get people watching that Narcos movie. Anything with Mexican gangsters and tattoo folklore.
That's why they don't.
Because they're watching the Ink Masters and shit, and we do one day a Mexican or whatever. You know what I mean? You guys need your own.
No, they don't want
Mexican Ink Master. We need to bring a tattoo show in your shop.
Well, when are you coming out here, Ink Master?
I'll get the cameras to follow me. They gave up on me.
Well,
I got a microphone.
That's because you talk shit to them fools, eh?
Yeah, they deserved it. They liked it. They liked it. They used it.
And they still want you. They still get you to go to all their reunions and shit.
They don't have the reunions. And no, I'm not allowed back at the reunions. I have a tendency to not be allowed places that I go. If I frequent a place, eventually somebody would rather me not be there, it seems.
Really?
I've never held a job. The longest job I ever held was working for Tramp at Eternal Tattoos. I held it for 3 years. But before that, I could never hold a tattoo job for more than a year unless I owned the shop myself. And then, because I'm just not good with people at work sometimes, you know?
Okay.
and also with jobs, it's just, I think I was always, you know, my passion was in art, and trying any other job that wasn't art, I couldn't stick around. So, and I didn't have any gangster love. So I wasn't, you know, rolling around in and drop tops and shit. So it wasn't nothing keeping me. I wasn't picking up 5 hoes in a day. So nothing keeping me at the
That's the
grind,
gangster love. I loved you, Holmes.
Yes. Oh, I got plenty of that. Just I'm pretty hood, as it turns out. I grew up poor as shit, and but I was always like that white kid that would ask weird and sometimes uncomfortable questions about like a misunderstanding of society, like just
That white kid that asked for a 13 and got a 31.
so yeah, I was kind of like that kid. Yeah, exactly that kid. Probably really. I would ask. I was really curious, and so and to me, ethnicities. I was around a fair number of them in my school. It wasn't like all white like many people's schools, but they, I thought they was cool. I didn't have my parents weren't racist, and so I was talking to people even though maybe they didn't want me talking to them. I was like the white kid, I was like that white kid.
Okay, okay, but you're still
Now,
that white kid.
yeah, I know. That's why I think I love hanging out with you so much because you make me feel like I'm at home. I was never not accepted. I was just, and the nice thing is you'll get forgiven for a lot. Just like you were saying, coming down to Mexico, I should not speak any Spanish. I should just be like an ignorant fucking tourist, I guess.
No,
Um,
no, do your Spanglish, homie. Do that shit.
do my Spanglish,
Do
mangle
your
some of that shit, my
dog.
mochachete.
Yeah, Holmes. Let me see. I'm gonna try and do I'm not sure if I can this year. If I
Mm.
don't do it this year, I'm gonna do it next year for sure. But I want to throw myself a birthday party, dog. But I want a bunch of you motherfuckers to come out here, man. You know what I
Well, we'll
mean?
have to make it happen then.
So,
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
I don't do it this year, because
It is
I,
honestly a pain that you can't come to the States. And so it would answer that pain to give us some time because you know how it takes to plan anything. But yeah, there's a boatload of motherfuckers that love to come see you.
I would love that, man. I miss all you fuckers, man. All of it. That's one of the things that hurts me the most of being out here is that I don't get to see all these homies that I made, tattooing for what was it, 2008 till 2016, bro. It was 8 years
You
of
didn't
tattooing.
get to go to Tony's funeral then.
I didn't get to go to Tony's funeral. That hurt, dog. That hurt. Even fuck, I'm bad with my memory and my names. The homie from Richmond, dog. Kevin Brown, was it? Kenny,
I did,
Kenny.
I'm not familiar with him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He
he
passed
got
too.
well. There was the month of September. Tony went down 1 week. The next weekend was Kenny Brown, who got in a motorcycle accident.
Okay.
He
I
went
feel like
down. And then the following week, bro, I fucking crashed head on with a car, dog. Luckily, the car swerved a little bit, so I didn't really crash head on.
were you
But
on a
if
bike?
I moved, I think I
Mm,
would that third motherfucker. You know what I mean?
fuck that. Like,
So that was an eye opener, bro. Straight up eye opener. And it made me realize how fragile life is. Like I said earlier, like I've always lived life. Like you got to live it every single day, because if I counted how many times I'm supposed to be dead by now, dude, man, I'm like on my 100th fucking life. You know what I mean?
rebarb
Um,
nunchucks wasn't the last time.
oh hell no, man. All my gang life was like every fucking week you avoided fucking bullets and shit like that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy, bro. It wasn't easy growing up. All my drinking doesn't help either, like this accident that I almost had because I was drinking.
What
Just
what accident you had? Oh, you were drinking when you were driving. You mean?
yeah, I fell asleep on the wheel, bro.
Oh fuck.
That's when I almost crashed head on, with that dude, and that woke me up. Like you can't drink and drive no more. Or you can't get drunk and drive no more.
You motherfucker.
So now I tell girls, you don't drink because you're driving. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I've slowed on my drinking a lot.
I was just gonna wonder, like my wife and I think I had alcohol yesterday or a couple of days ago when we were all drinking. I had like one beer or something like that.
What the fuck?
I had one old fashioned with my dinner.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've become that kid, that old guy that shakes his fist at the kids when they walk by on his lawn.
Are you talking about that old fashioned root beer?
Nah, just an old fashioned. It's a type of drink. Makes
Oh,
makes me makes me feel like I'm referencing a hand job, so I think it's funny.
oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know how you put those two together, but
Hey, that's an old fashioned,
remember
right?
that old fashioned dad's root beer?
You get an old fashioned underneath the table. That's a hand job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the the dictionary.
Okay,
Yeah, think it's in the Webster's.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask for an old fashioned tonight.
Listen, I had a person get like I was hooked on them when a friend of mine told me we were at a fancy dining place and he was like, "Hey man, I suggest getting the old fashioned. It is extremely good here." I was like, "All right, I'll do that." And it's like $24 for like 2 or 3 ounces or something of scotch, right? Or whiskey or whatnot.
Oh, you're talking about whiskey now.
Yeah.
Not
So
the
then
hand.
not the hand job. No. He wasn't recommending the old fashioned that fashion. He was talking about the actual old fashioned.
Oh man, I thought he was like, I just got a hand job here, dog. You got to get one.
You got to try it. The waitress hooked me up. No, or the waiter. No, dude.
Fuck that.
They did a whole like science fair project. They bring out a whole like table to make your drink, and then they take a hickory chick or like a mahogany. I don't know. I think it was hickory, and they burn it right, and they take the cup and they put it over that burning hickory chip so that the cup is now smoked. Then they pour the drink inside of it and they put the mix in it, and then they take the orange zest around the rim. And actually, I fucked up the order. They orange zest the rim around the smoked cup first, which was kind of weird. And you're like, does that even work? You're gonna wash it all off with the rest of the alcohol? I don't know. I don't make drinks. But anyways, that's the way they did it. And when they made it, it was fucking delicious, dude.
Old fashioned. Oh yeah, wait. Let me ask you
Yeah.
guys right now. They have this drink here.
Old fashioned the old way.
Que le llaman a la antigua. Queman un pedazo de mezquite. Humean tu vaso. Le ponen. ¿Qué es lo que le sale de la naranja? De la zumo. ¿Aquí lo hacen? Sí. ¿Dónde? All right, I'm gonna go try it. He says, right, my homie right here, Franco.
Yeah,
they that drink here, dog.
they do. Awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna go try that shit, dog. Tonight.
All right. We started you on a new drink, maybe. Or maybe it's terrible.
I'm gonna get an old-fashioned hand job too.
You get that under the table while you drink the other.
Fucking A. Dice, que hacen esa bebida old-fashioned. Pero también le llaman estilo antiguo que te den una puñeta debajo de la mesa.
I love it. My audience is now bilingual, dude.
So now I'm gonna drink an old-fashioned whiskey with an old-fashioned hand job on Valentine's Day. I was sending you a video. You don't want that shit.
Yeah, it would just keep it above the table. Just show me the smile. I'll know what's going on. Drink your drink and smile. Brother, we love you so much. And
I love you guys.
Let's get down there and celebrate a birthday. And we'll try and get with people, and make it all a family get together. Wish you could come to Massachusetts with us this year. Can we maybe, like, is there any disguise? Like, I watch Mr. Bean and shit sometimes. That guy gets around with disguises and,
What do you disguise yourself as?
We're going to disguise you, get you out of the country and bring you up to Massachusetts.
Oh, hell no. I ain't trying to go to the States. You know who's the person that could probably pull that off? That
Biden.
would be Eddie from H2 Ocean.
I
Yeah.
just had him on the show.
I would have to go to the Bahamas
And then he'll
jump
bring you
on
in
their
a
boat
cigarette, bro.
and get over there, But I fucking
Yeah.
which was expired 2019 anyway. But
Okay.
I don't know how else I would get over there. I wouldn't even want to try it because if I got caught in the States just for an illegal re-entry, I can do from 5 to 10 years.
Never mind.
And
But
I'm not that.
they don't beat you with rebarb in these prisons up here, man.
Yeah, but still 5 to 10 years of no. Fuck that shit.
No, we got living to do. Well, we'll have to make it down to see you. But I know when I'm turning people on to new old fashions, or new terms for old fashions, or new terms for hand jobs, then I've stayed too long and said too much. So I should sign off and let you get on with your drink tasting.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you fools. Say hi to Candy, give her a big hug and a kiss for me, and say what's up to everybody when you see them, man. Tell them how much I miss everybody.
I will also try to put that together.
Birthday.
Yes, as that. Because and do me this one more thing, if you would help us follow you online so we can see your work and all that. What kind of handle do you have, for your Instagram and your
Instagram is still the same old LOKOT, 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 Loko T, and for Facebook it's Loko with a K also, and then a TE for te, Lokote. And if you want to follow my shop, it's Club 44 Tattoo, so you can see all the good work that my homies are doing here too.
And you do want to follow his shop, and you want to send all the love in the world to our friend in Mexico that will be helping us navigate the bribes for the police when we get there. What city is the name of the shop? Club 41, 42? What was it?
Club 44 Tattoo. Club 44 Tattoo. And we're in Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Yep, and that's the second biggest city in Mexico.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Where all the fine women are at.
Dude, I didn't. You did vote. I'm skipping over one segment. It sounds like I should actually allow you to put me on the hot seat. I've asked you a few questions. We learned about rebarb and all that kind of fun stuff. Would you put me on the hot seat? You got any questions you would ask me?
Nah, you've been on the hot seat enough already, motherfucker.
God bless you.
I love you, homie. So
we love you, homie.
You guys want to come down here, even if it's not with everybody? You have a house, you have a shop to come to. We have tequila, we have fucking waterfalls, we have the only circular pyramids in existence, and we have the beach not so far away, which is awesome. If you guys like to surf, we have the best surf out here. If you guys just chill, we have that too.
I like to surf. You surf? You don't go in the ocean?
I tried surfing, bro. Fuck that. I ain't good at it. Last time I tried to surf in fucking Florida, I ended up down whatever you call that shit because the shit took me out.
What, the reef?
No, not the reef. The riptide took me out.
Fuck.
I had to go sideways for about a mile. I had to carry, and it wasn't even a surfboard then because I knew I couldn't surf. And then I had my boogie board, and that shit still took me the fuck out there. I had to walk a mile on the beach to get back to everybody. Eddie was there, Bob, Marshall, Michael, and Pia were there, and I can't remember who else was there. But I'm over there waving at them to help me, and they're all saying bye to me, like, fuck.
Nah.
Fuck, dude. I just ended up about a mile down fucking shore and had to walk back.
Did they not know that you were in peril?
Well, I guess not, bro, because I was fucking yelling, but they ain't gonna hear you over all the surfing shit,
Yeah, they're thinking, oh, look at Loko's having a blast. Wonder why he's so far out.
Motherfuckers. And then they're for fucking Florida, you know what I mean?
They start yelling to you. Be careful, there might be a riptide.
Yeah, there's no video that they show of Florida that doesn't have sharks. right next to where the surfers or the people are swimming and shit.
Well, what are the shark encounters like there in Mexico, where you say the surf is so good?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen any videos from there.
Okay. Yeah, I was up in a parasail once. We're looking down with my daughter, and we saw a shark in the ocean. They're taking us in the boat thing where you float up, and this is in Florida. Now you could see a shark, and you distinctively by the way they swim, and he was just kind of slowly going. He's decent sized motherfucker. I'd not be a good guess of what type, but let's just say it was a tiger shark because why not? That one sounds scariest.
There's a lot of fools in Florida that go swimming with them motherfuckers for fun.
Not I. Yes.
Well, I think one of the fools that I remember they called Jupiter shark or something like that. Jupiter something sharks, and they're like, come swimming with us and let's go pull hooks out of the shark's mouth.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you talking about nurse sharks or what? No, tiger sharks, bull sharks.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking crazy. I'm Mexican. I'm spicy. That shark is eating me. He might not.
I don't think. No, they wouldn't. They'd take one bite and spit you out, and that might be a bigger shame.
Smell that shit and go, this guy's extravagant. We're gonna eat this bitch. It ain't these
you think
fuckers, dog.
They're like a delicacy. Have you eaten shark before?
I have eaten shark. Yeah.
Okay. See, Longenecker explains. I was like, dude, I got to be honest. I do get scared of getting bit by a shark when I'm out there. And he says, "Mom, man, when was the last time you ate shark?" And I think it's been a long time. I don't know if I ever have. And he said, well, there you go. You're good then.
Them Chinese like to eat shark fin soup, man.
Fuck that.
California, I used to eat that almost every weekend for a while.
Did you? Right on.
Because they said that was Viagra. So I'm like,
yeah, so that's how you're pulling 5 girls. Is there's some dorsaless shark swimming around, dying in the ocean, so that you can get enough boners to go ride your lowrider up and down Sunset and pull some leg.
It is what it is.
What was give me a little more if you don't mind, man. I'm too interested. Give me some down parts. You talk about some good parts of the gangster, and of course, jails suck. But you also talked about having to dodge bullets.
Oh yeah. We had to dodge bullets all the time.
They say there's nothing more exciting than getting shot at and living.
It was exciting, bro, because I shit my pants almost every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't make you want to do it again, though. Either way, it might be exciting, but
in our hood, we had a constant fight with a Mexican gang from Acapulco, Guerrero. They're called cochos, I believe. And dude,
that means cowboy, don't it?
No, not cowboy. Okay. Cochos. That's their way of telling somebody from Acapulco, Guerrero.
Okay.
And we launched fucking beer bottles at each other and bullet shots and.
This was because you guys were on each other's.
Hit anybody? I don't remember anybody ever getting hit. But there was this one time that this dude was rolling up to our part of the hood, and all this is happening through an alley, and my boys tell me, "Oh, fuck, this guy's coming this way. Let's handle this shit." I had a baseball bat in my hand, and one of my other boys had a knife, and we walked down the stairs. You got to picture it though a little bit. It's 2 buildings. One on the right, one on the left. There's a big tree in the middle of the lawn area, and you walk towards the back where there's an opening in a gate that goes to the alley. So we're coming down the stairs to go towards the alley.
How do you guys know he's pulling up? Somebody's looking out or something?
Wait, but nobody told me this motherfucker's carrying a shotgun.
Fuck.
So we get all the way to where the tree is in the middle of our lawn, and the guy that was in front of me just turns around and fucking runs, man. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm looking at this guy run by me, and I front, and this guy's got a double barrel shotgun pointing at us. And I'm just like, oh shit, I don't have time to make it anywhere because I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And I turned around, ran, and I made it to the stairs to go up one of the buildings, which the stairs led towards the front street, not towards the alley. And I swear to God, I felt like Bugs Bunny and all them cartoons that melt with the stairs and start going up and shit, or down. And motherfucker didn't shoot me, dog. So I know if he would have had some more balls, I would have been dead right now. That's one of my hundreds of I could have died. I made it upstairs to my friend's apartment. Grabbed the gun and went downstairs, and by then he was gone, and nobody shot nobody that night.
Good, dumbass.
I'm glad, bro. I don't know if I would have been in jail,
Yeah, I mean, I guess that answers it. If you got a gun, you'd return with a gun. Maybe that's why I don't have a gun. I just have to be like, I don't know. He's got a gun. I'm gonna be inside for a while.
If you have a gun and you pull it out, you got to shoot. That's the only rule there was. If you have a gun, you got to shoot somebody because it's you with the gun. If you didn't shoot them, they're shooting you. Right.
So that's how you knew protocol was to go get yours, and you were good to fire back.
Yeah, I was almost like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm coming down, and even though he didn't kill me, I'm gonna fucking blast this bitch for scaring me. But he was gone.
But he was so nice to you. Think about it. He spared your life.
Yeah, he did. But
maybe he had a Jesus moment. Maybe when your guardian angels come down to him and said, "This is not the life you want to lead," and maybe he was going to go away and change everything about himself.
Yeah, I have a lot of guardian angels. I lived so many things, bro. So many things that I should write a book, but I'm afraid to write it because I'll probably go to jail.
Statute's gone out on a lot of those.
Yeah.
We don't hold statute limitations. You just make it up as a character too. Be like, this happened to a guy named Michael. This is a story of a guy named Michael T.
Michael T. How about Kyle T?
Kyle T. Brandon. That's the new white name, I think.
Throw you in that boat, dog.
Yeah, but if you write anything about Kyle now, he has to punch drywall.
Damn. Where are you punching drywall at?
I don't know. That's what I understand, man. Kyle's punched drywall. And then people put it on you when they're like, "Oh yeah, you're Kyle. That's funny. You punch drywall," and you're like, "Oh, what does that even mean?" They're like, "It's a TikTok thing." And then they ask you, "Have you ever punched drywall?" And you're like, "Well, yeah." I thought everybody has. Is it just Kyle that is? My brother's Nathan. He punched drywall too.
Yeah. We've all punched drywall, being retarded.
Okay. So you were being a Kyle when you did. When I'm getting drunk and calling people out on their fashion faux pas, that's when I'm being a Loko.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What in the goddamn? Wait. I got to get my southern drawl accent right here. What the goddamn hell? What's going on? That was it, huh?
That is good. Yeah, I don't know. You can go out from there if you want. Put a get in it, and then you're you can go into anything.
Fucking James Vaughn. I got to do a shout out for James Vaughn
shout out for James.
Shout out to James Vaughn. What the damn hell?
All right, this time I'm really gonna let you go, brother. We love you. But Candy is giving me the wrap up sign now because she's like, you guys are just you're just talking on the phone, Kyle. So we might as well just call him.
Oh, now we're talking on the phone and having people listen to our bullshit.
And thanks for listening to our bullshit, people. Hey, thanks for putting up with my bullshit, brother.
Thanks for listening. And this was all. How does that disclaimer go? Don't try this at home.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale. Our lives are led as a cautionary tale of things that you don't do, and these are why. That's why we stuck on the part about I want yeah.
You're fucking
That's
stuttering,
all,
bro.
folks.
Stuttering.
I'm fucking Biden in it, man. I fucking pulled my
You
best
did a
Biden out on
Biden.
this shit.
All
Love
right,
you,
guys.
brother.
I love you
Talk to you
guys,
soon.
man. Take care. We'll do this again sometime, homie. We'll come out with
Yes.
more stories. This time I'll put you in the hot seat.
Okay, I'm ready. Take
All
care,
right, brother.
brother.
Love you. Peace in the
Love you.
middle of Mexico.
Say it again. Say the name of the city.
Guadalajara, Jalisco,
Guadalajara.
Mexico. En la
Jalisco.
casa. Yo
That's
volé.
where. Peace in Guadalajara.
Later, vato.